Food Affair with Peter and Kobela.
Is that okay? Fine. We have tried to explore the issue of donkey milk, and you spoke about skin, and then what products do we produce from the skin? Yeah, donkey. And I'm gonna ask you another question on there, because one, I need to know from your information and the research that I'm not sure how far the research goes, to say, do we have a number? Do we have a rough estimate of how many donkey farmers do exist in this country that are doing it on a commercial, semi-commercial level, who are actually farming with donkeys and producing these products? You spoke about a rush that was happening 2-3 years ago about donkey skin going to. I know that there are certain politicians in the northwest that was into that deal.
Why are you not naming them? Why are you not naming them?
Those are allegations. So take us from there. What other byproducts? What other products are there for donkeys? And then do we have sort of a commercial farming community?
No, we don't have commercial farming community. Number two, I have tried for the past 6 years trying to get on how many donkeys we have in South Africa. No one knows. That how many donkeys we have. The byproducts that donkey, I will start with the milk. Because in a donkey, once you have slaughtered a donkey, you don't throw anything away. From the milk, you do milk, you do tablets, you do cosmetics from the milk.
Cosmetics such as?
Soap, lotion, your facial scrub and everything.
Are you participating in that?
Yes.
Are you making that?
Yes. Okay. Now, the skin. The skin, like I said, others they use it for cosmetics, and others they use it to manufacture mochosa. Now you go to the meat. Now my donkey is more healthy. Give me someone on a leg out. I supply that person my donkey for a month. That person will thank you for the rest of his life or her life. Because now my donkey, it's a very lean, it's very,
Do
that
you eat
taste. Yes, I do.
People eat donkeys.
So we've settled that one, eh?
Oh, people eat donkeys. Yeah. So, okay, so clear.
I like the way he puts it. He says, doesn't so no. Give me someone with gout. He doesn't say no. It will cure him. You say no. He'll thank you.
So, in a meat, you do whatever you think. What makes donkey so special? I gave him a task. That the
Yes.
Let me help you remove this.
Yes.
Maybe some people might be lost in the sense that
So,
Yeah.
Moriana, what donkey? Because donkey has a valuable faith. The immune system of donkey is very strong.
Yeah.
Yes. So, the decide donkey have you in a year you need to vaccinate it and do what? No. You give it, you leave it as it is. And the gelatara, it's a recent.
So high stress again.
There's so many things. One, as we milk, you need to make sure that it stays next to Manayo for Tonga, because it prefers eye contact and everything. Two, but what about dikete ka motshegare? Because there's a period more if you land in gore ke a dipa teng. 3 ga o tsama bosigo e bona mo tseleng a bo ihutara bo bona yema. It's part of stress. It shows gore to kenya making noise for me. You are irritated. You are irritating me. So
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And adding on the issue now we are commercialize. The quality of the milk and the quality of the meat, it's different from the working animal to a commercial animal. The benefits are that they are very low more than working animal because of stress. All the values that you need, they drop. But for a commercial animal, if you know, it will give you all the benefits.
So, in other words, your donkeys are pampered donkeys. They just chill.
They just chill.
Okay.
They okay. Yes.
And how big is your head?
Because we are starting for research purposes. So for now we have close to 30 donkeys. But you need to put them in a way throughout the year. They give you a milk production. So currently I'm milking 15, but planning to immediately when the market is already there. Because like I was explaining, awareness campaign to say, hey guys, look, laha reko bidana le kobelana le ditwenki hale. Mo kopa go gamela. But the danger about it, ke gore before ke gama, I took Dr. Tumelo a go check ditwenki malwetse. That does not mean gore ga twenki re ga elwane ga ena malwetse. AgriFood go ntse go tlela re itse o lehela asna ana le shukiri o lehela. It's the same thing that ena le malwetse, but go na le malwetse a leng gore a transferable go batho. So you avoid the situation ya go encourage batho gore ga ke nna mo motseng ke rule ditonki a be ke gamela batho o tla lwatsa batho. You need to go bathong ba di animal veterinary ba go checkela malwetse a ditonki, then ba go bolela gore ke malwetse afe.
I think the biggest problem, Mompati, is the study of donkeys is taken in the same study, or there's an assumption it's the same study as horses, which is the biggest mistake. And one of our cameramen is a horse person here. He's got a lot of questions to ask about horses or about donkeys because he works with horses. But are we making that mistake of making an assumption horses and donkeys are the same?
Yes.
And where is that mistake?
Because most of the people who are studying malwetse a diphologolo, the doctor, they will tell you how the donkeys, the pits, they are classified as equines. Yes. Now the challenge is more they will remember people who were busy writing the syllabus. Ke batho ba leng gore ba lebeletse gore dipitse for horse racing. Not any other thing but for horse racing. Now they didn't see the value by then in donkeys.
Okay.
That's why you won't see any material what the book mo go kwadilo donkey idra only horses and other animals. So it's a problem. They say there are common diseases between the horse and the donkey because they were under one umbrella.
And talking about the donkeys and sicknesses and what, And you specifically told us about certain people that you are working with. Do you think we have enough capacity? We have enough knowledge countrywide? Like somebody's listening, maybe on our podcast and stuff in Limpopo or in anywhere that would want to say, okay, fine. Now I need to find out more. Can you just walk into any institution and you will find people who can help you with it?
Hi. Yes. That is why before COVID-19, I was in the process with Dr. Obed Dada and Chitura to say, we have students who are doing masters this year. We're supposed to do masters this year. Now, I had a list of topics that I drafted to say, when I do the research on this, you do the research on this, because we wanted to build the capacity. So that's why I approached the university to say, if you have students who are interested in doing masters or maybe PhD, because it's important that I said to them, it's important that we start them from the masters or even honors. To say, if they want to do masters, fine. I have a Tuesday and give them the topic. So in South Africa, we don't have enough information regarding donkeys. That's why earlier on, I don't even know how South Africa are donkeys again.
Okay, so I don't know, you want to come in?
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to find out if there isn't any information, and I mean, okay, let's rather say it's government responsibility to tell us what we have in this country and how best we can use it to benefit so many other things, food security and so forth and so forth. But do you get a sense, or actually, are you getting any support from the government? Especially because we understand a lot of government officials are the same ones that come from varsity and they might not have studied donkeys. So when you go and ask for some sort of a funding application, you will find that you are always educating them, whereas they're supposed to be giving you information.
Regarding the issue of funding, I don't even bother myself for now to apply for funding.
Why?
I mean, people don't have more information about donkeys. And you won't get any funding from any government institution right now because donkeys are not registered under the Animal Improvement Act. So people will tell you that will be a wasteful expenditure if they fund you. So in terms of the support, yes, I think if it was not because of COVID, the government would have published, gazetted the donkeys as part of the livestock. Because I have submitted the application, It's there. So it's just waiting for the minister and the parliament to gazette it and include donkeys as part of the livestock.
So Mompati, let's just maybe, because this is a very important discussion, and taking back. Okay, maybe let me tell this story about donkeys. And how old were you at the time when Daddy Mompati was doing the
very young.
Very young?
But why do you want to support it, or you're
no?
going against
You know the funny thing about it, ne? People don't know the story because. As a journalist, agricultural journalist,
but the story is he killed.
Yes. And you will be shocked. So I met this old man. Around 2010 or so. 2009, 2010. OMG man, Gideon Murule. I'm not sure if you know him. But I'm not sure if you know Ndade Murule.
Okay.
Gideon. So. Around about 2010, 2011, I go to his farm, and we have this discussion. Komafike. His farm is just on the border of Matlabama. He stays Komafike, but the farm is there, Kukura Matlawama. And okay, another interesting part about the old man has been like the veteran. He's the guys who started the NAFUs and all that and all those stuff. So he's been in the farming sector for a very long time. He was actually a member of parliament and in the ministry, and I think it was, I don't know if they were called ministers at the time, of agriculture of Puputazwana under So we sit in his living room and we started discussing about the farms and what, and his farming career and all that. And then because I've always been fascinated about this issue of killing donkeys, you know? And I sit and I say, and I ask him, look, tell me the story about these donkeys. Why did Mangope kill this thing? And he said, no, many people are blaming the former president, where he's so rest in peace, for killing the donkeys. But actually, you are sitting with a person who wrote that recommendation. You know?
So he wrote the for him to kill.
So he was the minister at the time, and in that period, there was a big drought in Buputatswana. And at the time, every family almost, remember people didn't have cars at the time, every family and all those things had donkeys. So there were so many donkeys in Buputatswana. So the cattle farmers, when the livestock farmers, when they met, they said, but these donkeys are competing with the cattle for grazing. You know, and they're just useless animals. They're just animals who are just grazing and then, well, radipan and what. So we must reduce the number of donkeys. And then we must limit a family to a certain number of donkeys.
So they were killed.
So they were killed to actually get livestock, as the Mompati was saying. They are not gazetted and they are not recognized as livestock. You know? So at the time they were competing with livestock that was more commercial and making more money for them. So every family was limited to. So in essence, the farmers themselves were the ones who asked Mangope to help.
But interesting enough, Mompati is working with the government to make sure that donkeys are visible on the roads, because we know Hotsamaya and Klinta Ziraste, pretty much these days you find donkeys on the streets everywhere.
If you have animals, you need to have a rotational grazing to avoid overgrazing. People who say donkeys are overgrazing, I beg to differ.
But remember that we're talking about now the 80s.
They still say now.
80s. Okay, I was just saying at the time that was the solution that was provided.
Which was the loudest solution?
Now, people are saying, yes, donkeys, if there's no grass, they will eat the root. They are hatagaloto and they kumula.
So they will overgraze.
They will overgraze. That is why in our farm we do a rotational grazing. Then we also feed the donkeys to avoid the overgrazing. On the issue of reflectors, we are just waiting for, like I'm saying that before the COVID-19, me and my team were in a process of engaging the government for them to regulate the donkey industry. So one of the programs that we want to engage once Refeta Kubuale, the DG, Ndatara Masodi and Mesalabina and Dadama Mabul. Those are the people that I'm working with them called National Department. The reason why National Department, there's no provincial department of agriculture that can touch a donkey or fund the program, because donkeys are not being regulated. So the provincial department will say that's a wasteful expenditure. So one of the programs, once the thing has been regulated, we want to say to them, look, we know that due to negligence about donkey owners, donkeys are causing lots of accidents. They are not visible sometimes at the most country. So we are suggesting to them that they need to put reflectors more ditamo. For at least how la khakala la ka tla o shele go japutsenyana o khona go e bona etsa makwano.
Let's not encourage our people to drive.
Drink and drive.
On level 2.
So that's the reason why. Because busigo, it's cold. So now for animals, all want to be most country, they want that warmness. Most country. So that's the reason why Obana the donkey the rabbits. And the other thing, most of the people who own donkeys, they use it,
And they let it.
busigo, because they're making lots of money. Because if you transport a load to Santa, they charge you 350. Then busigo the dustbin is